Hi, I'm James and thanks for tuning in to eBuyer. In this video, I'll be taking a look at Dell's P2422H, a full HD 23.8-inch monitor with a rich IPS panel. I'll be unboxing the monitor, exploring its key features and functionality, looking at connectivity, which includes USB 3.2, a personal favourite of mine, as well as looking at the image quality with a couple of video tests. Let's do this. I think it's probably easier to lay the box down flat for this stage of the process and move it out of the way. You're then able to see what we get included in the box. So you can see here we've got all of our documentation. We've got an installation guide for how you actually assemble the stand and the monitor. We've then got a USB cable for the USB hub. This is a Type A to a Type B connector here. We've then also got a DisplayPort connection. This is for plugging up to a graphics card or a PC or a monitor or anything like that. And then you've also got your power adapter. This is a standard kettle lead, so this is pretty universal, will work with existing long kettle leads that you've got, but this one is of a nice length as standard. You've then also got the actual base of the monitor itself. This is a really nice silver finish actually, that will look sleek on most gaming or work setups, whatever your preferred use case is. More productivity, to be honest, with this product than anything else. You do get 60 Hz refresh rate though, so the image is still going to feel pretty silky smooth, even if you're rocking it in XR, watching some movies, or dabbling in an occasional little bit of gaming to complement your day-to-day workflow. On the right-hand side of the box, you'll then find the center column for the monitor itself. So the monitor will mount onto this top plate with the bottom going into the base that we just removed. I'll take that out of the plastic wrapping later, before finally revealing the monitor panel itself. Now there's a couple of things I want to cover off while we've got the panel out and not on a stand. The first of those is connectivity. So you've not only got your standard kettle lead power connector, but also HDMI, DisplayPort, VGA, USB in, 2 USB outs, of which these are 5 gigabit ports, and then you've got a further 2 USB 5 gigabit ports on the underside of the panel as well. At the rear of the monitor, you'll see this square here. These are the screws that come pre-installed that you can take out to use a vase mount if you want to pop on a desk arm, or alternatively, we're going to be installing the standard included stand to take a look at the range of movement we've got. And you've got a button here to actually release that stand as well once it's in. If you want to take it off, pop it on a vase mount, put it back in the box, whatever it might be, you've got a nice versatile range of connectivity there. The first stage of the monitor installation then is just to remove this center column from the protective packaging and screw down this area at the bottom into the corresponding piece of metal on your monitor stand. You want to just do this by lining everything up, popping it over, and you'll see then you've got the screw which you can tighten up just using your fingers like so to actually fasten it securely into place. Tighten it nice and tight, and then of course you've got room for your monitor to mount on afterwards. I'll give you a bit of a side angle on this to hopefully make it a little bit easier to actually replicate. You want to find these 2 notches at the top of the stand, line up your monitor like so, drop them in and apply a bit of pressure so it clicks into place. You'll see the panel then won't come out until you push the button down to release the stand. We're going to click it back in to showcase the range of movement in the stand itself as far as pan goes. You've also got a good degree of height adjustment here as well, and of course you can tilt the panel up and down to optimize viewing angles and that sort of stuff without moving the bottom base. If we raise the monitor up to full height, you'll also be able to see that we can rotate the panel 90 degrees. This is great for programmers or those doing specific writing applications who are more concerned with height and the number of lines that can fit onto the display as opposed to the actual width available. You can easily just flip this back into standard 16:9 landscape mode by tilting it up, rotating it back around. You can put it on either side as far as 90 degrees go, helping you to pop the chin of the monitor on the right side for your setup. Great if you've got multiple monitors or you want the thinner bezel on one of the sides. Talking of bezels, these look pretty thin. We'll test this in more detail once the panel is actually powered up and ready to go. You can see we've got a fairly modest chin here with no Dell branding or anything like that, and then some nice thin bezels around the top and the sides to really give you a refined day-to-day experience. Aesthetically, it looks great as well, but let's really test that panel out by plugging it up to a system and seeing what results we're able to achieve. One of the best ways to test out the visual fidelity of this Dell panel is to load up a super high resolution, super contrast heavy video. This will allow us to really evaluate color, sharpness, depth to the image. This panel is only 1080p, so you're not getting the extra pixel density that you'd find with 1440p or 4K, but it's still very sharp. The colours look pretty good as well, something that I'm not surprised by. Dell are very good at actually monitor colour calibration. They ship so many units that it's just their bread and butter, and you can see that particularly in this frame here. The colours look really rich and really sharp considering it is only a 1080p monitor. Despite not being HDR, it is an IPS panel, which is typically a lot better when it comes to colour reproduction than even a VA and especially a cheaper TN panel. What this means is you've got a premium looking and premium performing 1080p monitor that will probably rival quite nicely a lot of the 1440p panels on the cheaper end of the spectrum. Colours look good, sharpness is nice, all in all the thin bezels as well make it pretty immersive, and they mean you could rock a dual monitor setup with monitors side by side and face no real issues when it comes to big intrusive bezels in between. I actually quite like that Dell have got rid of the logo on the bottom chin as well and moved this down to the monitor's included stand. All in all, I've been really impressed by the panel, and that's the most important thing when it comes to picking a monitor. Perfect for a workstation setup, being productive, school, university, college or work. This Dell panel covers off all of the bases very nicely indeed. With that though, that pretty much wraps it up for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to get subscribed to the eBuyer YouTube channel and drop us a like over on Facebook to see more from me and the whole eBuyer team. Thanks for tuning in though, and as always, we'll see you soon.